All right.
Are we live?
Well, we're filming, yeah.
We're filming.
We're not live, but
All
we are alive. Okay. We are WT, USAT Data and Facts. I'm Steph. This is Dawn, and we're going to talk today about a few important things that have been going on in the last week or two with Taekwondo, World
Yeah.
Taekwondo, and USA Taekwondo.
Yeah, we made some posts and other people did too. So we're going to refer to some of that
Yep.
and add to it because, the whole point of this is to augment what we've already put online.
Augment.
Augment.
That's a good word. That's the word for the day.
The word for the day is
Augment.
augment.
Okay.
Augment your game.
All right, where do you want to start? With
Well, let's
the
start at the
scoring
top.
system, the new rules with
Yeah,
the German
yeah. That
Open?
was a hot topic online. Those other guys talked about it, but let's talk about it ourselves.
Yeah, but they didn't get into
The
the
key.
root cause,
So let's
the
talk about that.
bottom lines.
The bottom line.
Bottom lines.
So why don't you go ahead? You got some good words to say about this.
Okay, let me get this going and then I'll give it to you.
All right, then I'll deal with it.
All right.
Okay.
There you go, baby.
Cigar.
Okay, so the bottom line with all of the rules are created since what, 2012?
I guess.
Around the PSS system. And the rules assume that the PSS system works 100% of the time. And we know that's not true. So it's kind of a conundrum.
There's times when the chest gear don't work at all, and the
Especially with
headgear are
KPMP
a little better, but not much.
yeah, and then like got the refs when they use KPMP, punches aren't scored as much. We have the data. We've posted it.
Yeah.
We know the facts. This is a fact. Less punching is scored with KPMP. Now Daedo is, trying to go to Gen 3. We'll talk about that in a little later. But the problem with changing the rules.
So what are the rules? The new rules?
Well, they're trying to get rid of the coaches' protests.
Yeah. So no head
No
protest.
and the thing is, the reason why there was a head protest was because, in case, assuming the rules were written before that the PSS worked 100% of the time, except for if you kicked the nose or the chin or wherever the helmet wasn't touching. So that's why you had the head protest, but you couldn't protest a chest kick. Now they want to change it where the coaches can't protest anything.
Well, they can protest a couple gab jogs.
That's like reversal of gam jump,
Yeah.
And you think that's going to go well with now giving the center ref more power?
Yeah.
No. And so you've handicapped the coaches. You're stealing points away from the athletes because there's so many head kicks that are awarded to athletes that really got them because this stupid system doesn't work. And that's not, the protests aren't for the nose or the chin. The protests are when we see kicks where the helmet comes off and there's no score, or we see a kick that doesn't even touch the head and it's phantom points.
Right. Or there's an 8 count. It's common where there's an 8 count by the center ref and the points had not gone up. So the center ref is still going to be able to do that, and it's their responsibility to do that. But center refs are finicky, and each one is an individual. So it's the head kick protests are gone. They've also tried. They're going to do away for this one event. It's an experiment with turning kicks. So it's 1, 2, and 3 points.
Yes.
Punch, kick to the chest, kick to the head. 1, 2, 3.
And how do you think the punching, the new equipment with the little square, is going to go?
That's the third rule.
Do you think that they have experimented
with
this system yet, other than the German Open that's coming up?
I've heard that the Academy has purchased the Gen 3 system.
Oh, really?
And they had these big events over the last week or two where they invited the national team and, of course, the entire Academy.
Oh, cool.
A whole bunch of athletes from Canada.
I wonder how that worked.
It was a big deal. And then
were there
they
any
also
videos posted?
No, I haven't. There were videos of them practicing and, just sort of composite photos
but
of them.
But nothing about how the Gen 3 works?
No, nothing explicit. But, I want to know, how did the punches work? I understand that there were a whole bunch of test matches, maybe dozens of test matches. And how many punches scored? We need to know the details because that's what to expect in the future if you use this system. I
have to say, because I'm a Quan girl, I love the Quan, punch away. And I love the concept that they're trying to create a system where there's more punching and more scoring, but it doesn't work. So how do you make rules around a system that the rules are designed that the system works 100% of the time,
Right.
but it doesn't even, it works less than 25% of the time consistently. And then you have the Daedo technicians tampering with the system. Like you'll have, and I know everybody has seen this, from one round to the second round or the third round, it acts a little different, doesn't it?
Well,
It's a
the main
little
thing
more,
is day by day, more than round by
day
round.
by day, but I've also seen it round by round and match by match where like the sensitivity looks like they're tampered with it.
Yeah.
They adjust it, and they do. And you need a system that works 100% of the time that cannot be tampered with by technicians. And right now we don't have any of that. So the rules that they're constantly changing every flipping year, these people don't live in reality.
Yeah. So anyway, that's probably summarize that really well. This is the German Open, by the way. It's a G2
Yep.
event, the German Open.
Yeah.
It's on mid-September, September 13th to 14th. There's like 1,400 athletes signed up. I think over 400 seniors, and it's a really big deal. Of course, it's a G2. There's very few G2s in Europe, so all the Europeans are going. I'm not aware of any Americans going, and that's because there's two big events right before that the academy team and some others that can afford it, and it's very expensive. The Muzhu Grand Prix Challenge is at the end of August, the 28th to 31st in Muzhu, Korea.
Is it Korea?
Korea at the Taekwondo. And a week later, in fact, it's just mere days later, in Lima, Peru, in South America, all the way across the Pacific Ocean, G3 Pan Am President's Cup.
Yes, that's a big deal.
September 6th and 7th.
I have to intercept something here.
Do it.
Because the German Open, that's a G2, I wouldn't want to go to that. It's an experiment.
Right.
With the new Gen 3 Daedo. And you know it's not going to work. Maybe I'm being pessimistic because of the trend of the data and facts. Every time they do a new gen, it gets worse. So, you know, I will be watching. We will be watching, of course. But I wouldn't spend the money on that and be a guinea pig.
Yeah.
At my own expense. That's sorry.
You know, for all the Germans and Austrians and everybody else right around Europe there where they're just driving there isn't as much expense. So they're going to do it, and we'll find out what happens.
They're using Daedo at the President's Cup in Lima.
I believe so, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's PAT2. They usually use Daedo.
Yeah, probably is. Okay, well, let's back up a little bit. We've got a couple other events that we need to cover.
National results and
nationals.
U21 team trials.
Well, U21 is part of nationals, the team trials. And so just in general, let's talk about participation at nationals. It was decent. Basically, the 2025 in Ontario, California, which is basically part of Greater Los Angeles, right beside Rancho Cucamonga in eastern side of LA Basin. The numbers for both seniors and cadets and juniors are all up, and the 2025 numbers are very close to the 2019 numbers, just before the pandemic, and you know, remarkably close for both women and men, and again for all three of the categories of world-class black belt sparring. It's still quite a ways down from 2014. Oh, you might ask what state the 2014 nationals were in, Stephanie. What state were they in?
Was it Nevada?
No, it was in San Jose, California. So also in California. We're going to come back in a second to the California effect, which is real, folks. It's real.
Well, that's where all the black belts are.
Yeah, so the numbers are up basically 35% from last year, which is the number that USAT is going to tell their board. But, you know, there's still only 64% overall of the 2014 numbers. All right.
So
under 21.
Under 21. Now, wasn't there a school in California that had a lot of students that kind of stood out?
Well, there's two schools.
Cadets and juniors.
Cadets and juniors, in particular in juniors. Team Elite. From the Los Angeles area, which is the Chung brothers.
Yes, Arnold and Victor.
They've always been a great Poomsae school.
Well, Summer
and they've
worked
got things
with
to say
them,
about
yeah.
Pumse. We're going to refer to.
Yes.
But they also had 4 juniors and 2 cadets to lead the way for the top school performance of cadets and juniors at nationals, the pipeline.
Yep.
And they edged Via's Taekwondo, also from Los Angeles, who has a much bigger school, basically the biggest school in the country. And they got 5 gold medals. So good for them. Good for both of
Yeah.
them. Way to
That's
go,
great.
Team Elite. And everybody else who showed up and fought and got medals of all colors at nationals.
Yep.
A whole bunch of people. Let's talk about the under 21.
Okay.
Okay, I got the list here.
Go.
Under 21. There's a number of people who are on the national team who also are on the under 21 team. So that includes Maya Mata, Kylie Lewis, William Cunningham, Mako Rodriguez, and Victor Rodriguez. So good for them. They're all youngsters, and some of those are actually joining the academy. We're going to come back and talk about that, Maya Mata and Mako Rodriguez specifically. It looks like a good team, a strong team. And we're really looking forward to the under 21 at the end of the year.
Yep.
G4.
Yep. That's a big deal.
Yeah. I need to take a sip.
Okay.
Ethan Gunn is the minus 54 team member.
Yeah, so WT messed up his points with his brother who does Pumse.
Yeah, number 2, 3 in the world.
Yeah, and they had him at what do they have him at? Ranked. So he has 40 points. They had him at 23. And now he's gone up.
Who are you talking about?
Ethan Gunn. In Olympic.
Olympic, he's now number
because
6.
they messed up his. Well, that's in Worlds.
No. Oh yeah, in Worlds.
In Worlds,
right.
he's in 54. In
Yeah.
Worlds, he's ranked number 6.
Yeah,
he's
now
got
he's
60.8.
Now
points.
he's number 32, I believe it is.
So good on USAT for correcting his points. And then for Worlds, I didn't look up his new ranking.
He's number 6.
In Worlds as well? No, I mean in Olympic.
Number 32, I think.
No, because he was 23 in 58. Because in Worlds, in Olympic, he's 50. He's under.
Well, you sent me a photo of it earlier. Let me look at it. And
I didn't update my
he's
sheet.
number 32.
32.
Yeah. William
Oh
Cunningham.
no, yeah, because he was 38. I'm looking at the number on this thing, so I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah. So it upped him 6 places.
Yeah,
in
because
the Olympic
because he's only allowed to have 3.2 points of the 24 he earned in Olympics because he maxed out at 40 points.
Yep.
And so he's maxed out with his 40. Now he needs more points at things like the
President's Cup.
President's Cup, especially.
You can go over your 40 points with it.
And Muju.
Yep.
So, and he's not going to Worlds because Arian Kennedy beat him at team trials. And so Arian Kennedy of TNT is going to Worlds instead of Ethan Gunn. We're going to mention Ethan Gunn coming up also about the academy. Okay.
Do you want to talk about the dollars for the athletes?
Sure.
At the academy?
Oh, I want to cover one more thing about the nationals.
Okay.
The California effect. I hinted at it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I made a chart, presented data and bar charts and stuff. And over the last 3 years, we had this interesting thing where Florida in 2023 was Jacksonville, Texas in 2024 in Fort Worth, and California, part of Los Angeles, in 2025. So the 3 big states, or New York isn't there, but the 3 big states. So I compared the number of athletes at all levels, black belts, from California, Texas, New York, and Florida. And you know what happened over those 3 years?
What happened, Don?
Thank you. The number of world-class females, cadets, juniors, and seniors, went up by 4 times in California. And Texas went up over twice. They more than doubled. And New York went up like 1.5 times. Florida was the same for women. Males, including the cadets and juniors, again, the California males tripled in number because it was in California, 162 of them. Texas doubled to 63. New York was flat, basically the same number, around 40. And Florida tripled as well. The Floridas like California more than Florida. They went up to 39 from 17 when it was in Jacksonville. So go back to California for nationals as much as you can, USAT. So that's it about the California effect.
I wonder what would happen if they had the Nationals in Las Vegas.
You know, it'd probably be good because all the LA people would still go,
Yeah,
and you know, families.
because that's where they're having the U.S. Open this
Yeah,
year.
but you know, Vegas is actually having a tourism issue right now.
It's
There
just so expensive.
because it's
And it's
so expensive.
congested and it's expensive. It's not cheap and fun like it used
It's
to
not.
be. And
So Vegas has to figure that out.
that's why we moved. It's just like so congested.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
we're happy that we're here. You can see the view. That's our view every day, 24/7. And we're going to Vegas, of course, next year for the
US
US
Open.
Open. All right. Are we going to talk about money?
Money.
Money.
Let's talk about money, baby.
So
Money ball.
I've been curious because, you know, we've got professional athletes in the country. It's really just the academy now because there really aren't any other teams.
That get paid.
Tops is gone.
Ace is gone.
Ace is gone. And
WCAP is gone.
WCAP is gone. It's sort of folded in, but there's
They
two
try to
guys.
say there's
There's sort of
WCAP,
two
but
guys.
it's not really
You know,
WCAP.
Calfani and now William Cunningham.
They're at the academy.
They're at the academy.
And they are also
In the Army.
I don't know if they're are they active duty or
I think Will might be reserves.
I think he's reserves.
But I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. And then isn't there Joseph Santarose had a student that went into the Army.
He's not in it.
He's not in that.
He stopped doing Taekwondo.
Oh, okay.
I believe that was Kenneth Bonavides.
Yes. Okay, so
No, sorry, I always mix him up. Is Buenaventura. Kenneth Bonavides is in California. Buenaventura is in Texas.
Yes.
Sorry, Benavides.
So you did some digging.
Yes.
And because there's some information posted on USAT, but not everything.
Right.
So Don had to like go
As with everything at USAT,
research and
it takes a lot of patience,
yeah,
and digging and cross-referencing
because it's not transparent.
No. It's probably a rule that they have to post this, so they bury it somewhere.
It's totally
good
buried.
luck finding it. And somebody actually told me where this was. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But Don also did some extra digging,
yes,
and was able to gather some more data for the puzzle. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. So for the last 3 years, I produced this chart I put out today, a couple hours ago, color coded for where they earn the money. Although I didn't provide you with the color code. So in 2023, the biggest numbers for the biggest athletes were $3,000 a month for Olympic gold for Anna Zolotich. Still going on after 21. It ended in May 23. And then Michaela Greenwood, her gold at Worlds in 22, got her $3,000 a month. And there's a whole schedule for each year, 23, 24, 25, as to what achievement gets you what dollars for how long.
Right.
Most of them are for 12 months, like Pan Am Gold in 23, which was, CJ and Calfani and Madeline Gorman Shore. And then, Pan Am Championships in 24, they only got $500 a month each. And there were 4 or 5 of them. And some athletes get more than one thing, like CJ. CJ is, world silver medalist. He also got he got 2 Grand Prix medals in a single year. He's Pan Am gold champion. Basically, if you could win it, CJ's pretty much done it. And Faith Dillon has done a lot of that too.
Yes. Like didn't you say, didn't you tell me that there's only been like 3 of the U.S. athletes that have won?
Yeah, in the entire history of the Grand Prix, which is I believe it's about 12 years, maybe 13 years. It included all the way back to the Lopez family. There's only been 3 U.S. athletes who have won 2 Grand Prix medals, not golds, medals in a single year. That's Anna Zolotich with 2 bronze, CJ Nicholas with 2 bronze, and Faith Dillon with a bronze and a silver at the final.
Yep.
So way to go, Faith.
Yep.
Also, it includes things like if you were went to the Olympics, you're considered an Olympic athlete. And so for half of 24, that earned you $1,750 a month, and then he upped it in 25 to $2,000 a month. And then a new thing this year in 25 is the national team, for the first time ever, is getting $850 a month from July through December for 6 months, if they haven't got something else that displaces it. Because you only get one of these things. You can't piggyback them on top of each other, which would be great for CJ.
But aren't the national team getting that in extra with?
We're not sure, but we think that could be the case.
We think like the tier ones are getting
Oh yeah, okay.
extra money.
Yeah, so that's the thing about these so-called tiers. There's different language that USAT uses, and it's very confusing. So, for example, they made a post this week where they showed
than the
the talent ID results,
Yeah.
and they called 4 people, and I'll mention their names, tier 1 contract athletes. And then in this agreement that USAT has with the US Olympic Committee, which is the party that actually pays all these athletes. USAT doesn't pay these people. It's the Olympic Committee who pays them directly. The Olympic Committee also gives money to USAT separately. And Olympic Committee also pays for education for these students if they qualify. So fantastic deal if you want to get a good education. And Faith Dillon is one of those. All right. So the national team is getting $850 a month. So I got a question for you, honey.
What?
Do you think it's cool? Is it okay if, world silver medalist, perennial gold medalist at virtually every G event he goes
to,
Olympic athlete, almost won a medal at the Olympics, got kind of robbed of that. CJ Nicholas, who basically is guaranteed to win a medal when he steps on the court.
Yeah.
He's getting paid the same amount, it appears, as everybody else on the national team, including people who haven't, earned their stripes, haven't really done much. They're getting the same amount of money. To me, that's
basically
socialism.
The new, it's
we'll say the new people, but it's everybody. It's not on the national team.
I know, and they're getting paid the same.
Well, some of them are at the academy and some aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Right. So
that ain't right.
That ain't right. CJ and Faith and Christina Ticha should be making more money, dang it. Okay, so let's talk about the new tier 1 athletes who are really tier 4 athletes.
Jones out. Gonna refresh.
Here's their names. Jessica, I'm gonna murder her last name. Nidzishko. She's a minus 62 athlete. She's on the under 21 team. She won national championships this year. She's a new senior, and apparently she's a real powerhouse. She looks pretty tall, pretty strong, pretty lean, and really good, really strong calves, I understand.
What weight class was she?
Minus 62.
Okay.
So she'll, as she matures over the next year or two, she'll probably be doing 67. So watch out, Christina. And she's a good sparring partner for all the people around that same weight class. Montana Miller, minus 57, is another one of these athletes that's been basically invited. All these have been invited to join the academy. And Montana's there quite a bit. Isaiah Young's another one, minus 80 men's. Apparently he lives in the area now and is basically on the academy. I'm not sure if they've worked out the details. And then Ethan Gunn, the new young stud, Ethan Gunn, in men's 54.
Worlds and 58 Olympic.
Ethan Gunn.
I got it done.
Okay. And his brother, Eric. It's 2 6-shooters.
Well, Eric does the Pumse.
Yeah.
He's quite really good.
Okay. So they're the people that have been invited, and some people were not invited.
Like Caitlin Cox.
Caitlin Cox, who's beaten Faith a few times in big deals.
Not recently, but...
Well, she beat her to go to the Pan Am Games. And she got a bronze medal at the Pan Am Games.
Last year.
23.
2 years ago.
Yeah, she was 17. She's 19 now, turning 20. And, she's not getting a lot of love. I'm not sure that's making her very happy or our coaches at TNT.
What do you think?
We don't know what's going up with that. I think basically with all these decisions, Paul and Gareth and the other, people that advise them about coaching, they've got a list of criteria of athletes they're looking for, and that includes what they call a wild card. Somebody who they think has a lot of potential or has a specific skill or ability that makes them a wild card.
But there's not like this step pathway. No. It's just like it's like secret how they're chosen.
Well, they've laid out about 5 or 6 items, and I'm not going to remember all the top of my head, but they want them to go hard and go hard again, and listen to your coach. Have the wild card factor.
Yeah, but how do you get the wild card factor?
It's because you just watch them and you say, like, if you ever watched...
So it's basically scouting.
Yeah, scouting. You ever watch Anna Zolotich fight when she was a cadet and a junior?
Everybody
went, oh my God, look at that. That's a girl that's going to the Olympics.
Well, she won everything.
I don't think she ever lost as a
Well,
Canadian
she
junior.
got a silver junior.
Well, she had a broken hand, and she lost to a Russian, I think, at
it
the
was
Junior Olympics.
Olympics, yeah.
But she won the world championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, if you got it, they can see it. Sometimes it doesn't look fair, and they're looking for Olympic weight classes primarily. So if you're the wrong side of, let's say 46 versus 49, and even 53, like, Melina Daniel comes down to fight 49.
Yeah.
So a 46er fighting Melina Daniel,
and so did
that may not be a fair fight. Sofia Segura is now full-time 49.
and she's doing better.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on there. They've got the tier 2 sort of juniors that they picked, which are sort of just, they performed well at the camp, I think. They're not imminently going to get invited to anything.
Yeah, but I'm glad they did I'm glad they did the ID camps, but it's like, you're always going to be like, what?
There's a couple big names that, still aren't at the academy. Like, we said for a while, oh man, Maddie should go to the academy. Michael Rodriguez, big Michael Rodriguez, minus 87, who's now a full-time heavyweight. He's still not there, even though he qualified and got a bunch of money for, finishing quarterfinals at a G6 plus in 1 year. And that was in 2023 at Worlds and one of the Grand Prix. So he's not at the academy, but he's making some of this money, and he should be there. Victor, did I say Victor? Not Lucas.
Victor Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Lucas is his father and his coach.
In 74, who fights now at 80. What he's at, like Muju and Charlotte, he's doing 80, and he's a little undersized for 80, so he's got to put on some muscle.
He does great at 74.
He does great at 74,
and at 68,
and he could fight 68
if
he had to, but he's trying to do 80. So those two guys are examples of, hey, where are those guys? But good for them. They've got their own coaches. They're happy with what they're doing, and they're both on the national team, so they get a little bit of money. And the national team is going to be training in Charlotte.
I'm glad that they're actually getting some money for doing well.
So do I.
It's definitely an incentive, but the new Gen 3 system is not going to be an incentive.
Yeah.
I think it's going to discourage a lot of athletes, and it's going to force athletes to go really hard and try to get the 8 count. So you're going to see more injuries.
Right. Yeah, because they want to make sure that the head kick is so obvious it creates an 8 count.
And the old school people, they love the injuries. They love this, like, oh, I almost killed the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but
yeah, I don't think the punches are going to work. We've seen that already. We've seen in a couple of events where they are using that the square on the chest, and no points came up.
They got sensors, but then you still have to have the referees,
the corner refs,
like
they both have to agree
to press the button. So what's the difference?
Yeah,
they're already doing that anyway.
And the corner refs, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're snoozing because they're just sitting there for so long.
They should not have a chair. They should be standing up.
They should be standing, but also
and not wear tight pants.
Also, you can't rely on the corner refs because, in addition to the punching issue, they're doing away at this event with turning kicks. But we're watching video where it's a completely obvious turning kick that scores, and they ask the corner refs, and one stands up and does this, and the other one does this. It was a turning kick that scored. It went up. It was 2 points or 3 points. It was an obvious turning kick. And they said, no, it wasn't. You can't depend on the referees.
Well, we need professional referees. I'm so sick of the
get rid of the bad
referees.
ones.
The per diem referees. They're bought off. We know it. We know an IR told us how it works, that the parents or the coaches take the referees out to dinner and give them some side money. You really think they're going to go fly all around the place? And I'm just saying.
Well, they got to be super wealthy to fly around.
It's hearsay. I don't know about I seen it done? No, but do you think it's likely a possibility, Don?
Sure. And some countries may do that at the national level. Who knows? But
we need professional referees like they have in MMA and boxing and like even combat Taekwondo, where they're paid. And if you do a bad job, you don't get invited back. If you do a good job, you get invited back and you make more money.
I think you're going to make a shout out to combat. We don't cover combat Taekwondo. We are WT, USAT, Data and Facts. But anyway, say
But I
something.
wanted to congratulate Will Finley. He was a 2023 national champion Taekwondo. He's World Taekwondo style, Olympic style, and he won his third pro fight in combat Taekwondo in Nice, France. And he fought this guy, 6'6", that from
Senegal, I think.
Senegal, yeah, and he knocked him out. It was incredible. The clip was great. If you follow him on Instagram, he's got all the clips on there. He's Will Finster on Facebook. Um, but also, there's a new guy in 68, and he's also WT style, and his name is CD Harris, minus 68, and he also won his first pro fight. So shout out to CD Harris. Really proud of you guys, and that's all I got.
Okay, well, I want to finish it off by wishing all the best to all the athletes going to the Muju Grand Prix Challenge. The
That's going to be
G2 there.
tough going to
It's
that,
going to be very tough. And then
Lima,
especially
Peru in
the
5
Lima
days.
President's Cup, where 2 people aren't going to Muju that are going that, but need the points. Naomi Alade, women's heavyweight, and Michael Rodriguez, men's minus 87. Both are skipping Muju, and they're going
I think that's
to
smart.
President's Cup. It's smart,
I think it's
but
smart.
also remember that Naomi is still a senior in high school, so she can't take all that many days off, and so she has to pick and choose which days she can take off
Right.
and how it works with her schedule and her family. So wish them the best. Do well, win, come back with some hardware.
Exactly.
Okay,
All right. Jones out.
Lewis out. It's a beautiful evening. We love it.